Hi guys, it's Dennis here. I thought I would do a review of the Shaw BlueSky TV system now that I've had it for a week. I had the PVR installed last Monday, so I've had a week to play around with it, discover any quirks, any little tips, and overall just get a feel for the whole new interface. Um, Again, this is Shaw's newest product, and it's based on the Comcast X1 platform. So if you've seen that one, then a lot of this is going to look fairly similar. But if you haven't looked at the Comcast systems before, well, this is going to be brand new, and frankly, I think you guys are going to be quite surprised. First of all, you'll notice that it's very readable, honestly. Like even your main menu, uh, reasonable size text. Going into your guide, again, it's not as bad as something like the Movi guide from the older gateway system. No, Moxie, sorry. The Moxie guide from the older gateway system. And I'm going to show you in a moment that you can actually change the font. You can make it a bit bigger for you in case you're visually impaired, have a bit of trouble reading some of the text. For example, the bottom text that shows what Jeopardy is about. Of course, we all know what Jeopardy is about, but nonetheless, you know what I mean. So, the first thing I do want to actually point out is a general tip. First of all, I'll show you guys the remote here. Actually, I'll turn the TV off first just so you can see the remote better. So you'll notice it's a bit different from the other Shaw remotes that you may have seen. For example, one, you're going to have the voice control button, your blue microphone button. I'll show you guys that in a minute because that really is one of the main selling points. But I wanted to give you a tip before you do almost anything else after your setup. You'll notice on this remote that there is a skip back button up here, but there's no skip ahead button. Well, there sort of is, but it's not programmed the way you think. If you look on right here, there's the page up button. That will skip ahead 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes is a long time for watching regular TV shows. That's more than most commercial breaks. So there is a trick you can do that will make it so that it will only skip ahead 30 seconds, like most of the other remotes. And to do that, all you do is you press the exit button 3 times. You go exit, exit, exit. Then you press 0030 for 30 seconds. Now, you may be thinking, can I make that 3 minutes? Not right now. 30 seconds or 5 minutes is all you can do. If you want to go back to the 5 minute default, just do the same thing, exit, 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 then press 0500. Just a good little tip for you. Seems to be a common question. I've seen a few people in the Shaw forums ask about that. So, other than that, let's actually turn the TV back on and I'll just give you guys a little run through of the system. So, first of all, you'll notice that it tends to be fairly responsive. This is not like your old Motorola systems, your DCX 3400s, 3615s, for example. It's quite responsive, even if you're going ahead searching extra days. I'm now going up to Thursday. You want a page down for your other channels. It's quite responsive. Almost any menu I go to is going to be just as quick as you see. It loads fairly quick. Even the on-demand section, for example, and this is actually one of the biggest improvements, is it's very responsive. You go to any section. I want to view what's on demand on CTV, for example. It's all right there, and all fairly quick to load. Now, one thing that, of course, is the highlight feature that is pretty much in any of the promos you hear. You hear the see it, say it. Let's try this again. You say it, see it, love it, is how Shaw's promoting it. What they're referring to is this voice control button, which my camera's not going to focus. But it's the button right above the Shaw remote. All you do is you push it and you tell it what you want to do. So, for example, I can go the voice. And it shows me what channel, it'll show what episodes of The Voice are coming up. If I want to watch right now, I can watch that. It's actually recording right now. But I can just go to it, hit watch, and it knows it's on my DVR. So it automatically goes to the DVR recording so that I'm not watching the live feed when I'm recording it. And so other things you can do with voice search, you can go to a channel, Global Calgary. And it just brings up tunes automatically to Global Calgary. And you can generally do channel numbers, 110. Let's see if this works. Sometimes it doesn't quite get what you mean. Go to channel 110. Sometimes it doesn't quite get what you're meaning. As with any voice system, you kind of got to learn its tricks. And I honestly don't use that one too often just because, one, I don't get it to work often, as you just saw. But two, with this system, you don't have to remember your channel numbers. TSN. You just say the name of the channel that you want to watch, and you're good. You can also do other things. For example, DVR. You can go right to your scheduled recordings. Of course, I do not need to be recording SportsCenter anymore, so I will hit that button and I'll just tell it to delete. Now, I can even do a search. For example, if I know that I want to record a show later, I could do something like this. Record Once Upon a Time. So all I'm doing is I'm hitting that voice search button, and then you hold it in, and then it says listening, then you just say what you want. And within one button press after that, I could have the show recording. So it'll automatically figure out what channel it's on. It defaults to new episodes only, HD channels preferred, which is generally what people would want. So it's quite user-friendly that way. And you just hit the OK button. There it is. It's confirmed. Now, you can also do things, for example, if you know you have a series recording, I could say, watch Chicago Fire. Had to think about what I wanted to do. Okay, and again, now that I'm demoing this, it didn't work right. It brought up something else, so Major League Soccer. Let's try again. Watch Chicago Justice. There you go. So you've got your episodes. These are ones that I have PVR'd. So, and if they were available on demand and you didn't have them PVR'd, it would automatically show you're on demand. Now, the other thing as well, you can view your cast and crew. You can view shows that other people have watched who also watch Chicago Fire. So it's really neat that way if you want to find something else to watch. One of the other things you can do is, if you don't know what you want to watch, but you just want to see what's popular tonight, you can just hit the button and say, what's trending? And just like that, you'll see shows that are trending. Right now, Scorpion, although that's a repeat tonight, nonetheless, Taken. Then you'll also see what's trending on Twitter, what people are talking about. So obviously there's a sports game right now, the Dallas Stars and Washington Capitals hockey game. And you just see, like, overall, again, it's fairly responsive. And all that. So if you just want to find something else to watch, you can definitely do that. It's very user-friendly that way. And you can even go into your settings this way. Settings. And now again, it's not wanting to like me. Again, this is beta for Shaw. This is new. So you are going to find some cases where things don't work the way they should. Go to settings. There we go. Sometimes just saying settings works. Sometimes it doesn't. So one of the things that I did want to point out, I mentioned with the guide, you can actually make the font a little bigger. if you go down to Labs in the settings menu, you will find this option for guide readability, and you can actually change it. The default is option 4, but option 1 you can make it so it's a little better. I generally find myself using option 2, like 1 or 2. Depending on your vision level, you may want to go option 3 as well. There's various options. So I'll hit that. Now it's actually going to take a bit to load. So in the meantime, I'm going to go make sure that Okay, it actually is loading right now. So there you go. One moment, please. That's about the main time I see it have to wait. So it's not bad at all in that regard. Now, but you'll notice now it's a lot bigger. It's quite a bit bigger, so much easier to read. That's one of my favorite features, because on a lot of the other systems, you're kind of stuck with the guide you have. And I know with the HD guide that the Motorola DCX 3500 or 3510, I believe, was the first to use it. The guide was quite small, the font, so it was a little tough to work with. But there actually is one other feature I'm going to show you with that. Is if you do have a problem even seeing the guide like that, you can actually have the system talk to you if you go into accessibility settings. This is really neat. One, you can change your closed captioning settings. But if you go voice guidance, now watch what's going to happen.
At this time, voice guidance doesn't work with surround sound or audio expert mode. These settings will be restored automatically when voice guidance is turned off. Okay.
And if I don't want to show that message,
notification. Voice guidance beta on. End of notification. Press the menu button to access the main menu. The menu button.
So I'll just show you what this actually does further in other settings. So if I go, again, it tells me I'm in settings or apps. If I hit the guide button.
Now playing. Sports Center. 8 p.m. 2017 Tim Hortons Briar Curling, Draw 6.
So you can get an idea that it can actually guide you through that. Plus, it also has descriptive video for channels that are broadcasting, that are programming in descriptive video. So it's great for those who are visually impaired. It's very accessible in that regard. Now, of course, I'm just going to turn that feature off myself because I don't use it myself. So I'll just go here quick. But other than that, the main other feature I wanted to show you guys is this one. If you have kids, what you can do, if you have kids and you just want them to be able to access specific programming, there's a special area for them. All you have to do is say Kid Zone. And it will have programming suitable for children. And in here, you can also customize it. Again, it's very, very responsive, very colorful. It honestly looks more like Netflix, and that's honestly a common thing people have about it. A common thing that they talk about. Now, in the settings, you can restrict content by your age range. So if you only want them viewing, say, like stuff appropriate for 5 to 7-year-olds, you can do that. And in your settings, you can also lock the remote so that they cannot exit this mode. You'd have to enter a specific code to do that. And that's in your settings as well. So overall, I like this system, other than the few quirks with the voice control, which some of it is knowing how it works. It's a really nice user interface. It works well. The only other drawbacks, I guess, one is that you do have to have the Internet 150. You do have to have Premier TV right now as of March 6, 2017. And that it's only available in Calgary and Vancouver as I'm doing this video. Secondly is Unlike some of their other systems, right now you cannot buy an expander drive. The eSATA port is disabled, as are the USB ports, I believe. The only other way you can expand beyond the 6 tuners or 500 gigabyte drive is by buying another PVR. This system, you can actually link the PVRs together, so you'd have more tuners and more storage space. Of course, that would be an extra cost as well, so it's one of those things. Maybe that'll change in the future. Who knows? Just know that when you get the system. Other than that, there's not really a lot more I can show. It just, like I said, I just generally like the user interface for it. The voice control, when it does work, it works quite well. I actually didn't show one of the coolest features of the voice control. If you're in the mood to watch a movie and you don't know what movie you want to watch, I'll just exit Kids Zone again. Say I wanted to watch anything with Tom Hanks in it. A movie with Tom Hanks. I can just say, Tom Hanks. And if all goes well, it shows the actor. And it shows the movies that are available to me. Some may be on demand. Some may be on... some might be premium channels. So do be careful of that. It doesn't differentiate between channels you have and channels you don't right now. But if you notice, you also get your Rotten Tomatoes and I believe it's Flickster ratings. I believe, yeah, the popcorn I believe is Flickster. So it's quite neat that way. You can do that. You can even just say genres, comedy movies. And you get different comedy movies that are available on demand. So overall, it works fairly well. There are quirks, as with any new system, but if you do want to try something new and are willing to pay the extra price right now, I'd highly recommend trying it out, or at least seeing it in person, because it really does work incredibly well. The last thing that I'll show before ending the video, though, is one of the apps. And being that I'm on a sports channel, this is where you'll really get to see it. Is you get your sports apps. So I can see when my Calgary Flames are playing, for example. Next game is Thursday. But what I can do, I can actually go into detail. I can actually view the current standings of the teams. So I can view like the current standings of the entire NHL right now. I could set this game to record and it would figure out what it is. I look at team stats. It'll show the team stats for the games. Please, Calgary win on Thursday. So season totals of the goalies, the players, things like that. So you get different stats. It's really in-depth, honestly. And you can do that for any team. You can get... let's just go back here and I'll show you that you've got other sports. Your NBA, Major League Baseball, and what's coming up this week. Your NHL, soccer, NASCAR, and I'm guessing NFL will be there once NFL comes back later this year. So that pretty much is your Blue Sky system, guys. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to leave me a comment. I'll try to answer it anyway. I might end up redirecting you to Shaw because I'm not an expert on this. This is just things that I've learned in the past week or so. And other than that, I'm quite impressed with it overall. So if you do like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.